Good morning, and it is the crypto day morning for today's Julian date, year 2018, month 06, day 05. And we're looking at some resistance here at this 18, but it's been 5 days or such where it's just staying within this correctionary phase, correcting from this down move. And whenever it makes a move to the 18 level of lows, and that's an okay price or time correction. A bit better making it, of course, to this level here. And an attempt to break its trend is to have the band flatten out and get above such. So it's obviously not doing any of that, at least not at this time it is not. It still needs to break down below this 18 average of low firmly, as if it doesn't, and it can at least stay from here, the 18 average will start to flatten out. It's barely doing so now, but you still got a little bit of decline within it, that if you see the situation and pattern as it is, where you have the kilo spend the 1 day to get up to this area and then consolidate for a bit within, of course at the lows, and then have a 4-day stretch up here. The bands, of course, rate of descent really slowing down at this time frame, but then to come back quickly down, if you're seeing it relatively soon that any movements come down towards here, definitely a lot of reason to be concerned, as it's doing what bear markets do, decent leg lower, or a leg lower that's noticeably lower from the last key support. Then a correctionary move somewhere within the 18, of course, as mentioned, between the lows and the highs is within it. And then as it leaves it, oftentimes in a bear market, you're going to break below that 18, and then you're going to eventually make a move, breaking down below support, making another leg lower. So it needs to get above this little area here to even attempt that of a reversal of trend. And with the state of the crypto market now, it's very hard to find sorry about that. I don't know what happened there, but it's very hard to find a list of altcoins priced against BTC that are actually in very good setups. NXS in that of NXS, which from the highs at the start of the year had this move lower, and well, it established this level of resistance in here, and this even trading area where the green line or current price is in at. But one of the things I was talking about before was how this showing of strength was occurring from this 22nd of May through the breakout date of the 27th. So several days of seeing this. Good time to... it's a very risky entry position. In this case, you can see how it was a winner, at least as of now, because there was no buying it cheaper, at least not significantly cheaper, and it had the great move higher. Of course, it went up to its previous congested area, made a move back down above where it came from, which was a range between, well, this line down to this line, even this line here, wherever, but the area of where it came from was the April resistance, we'll say. But since it found support at the 18 lows, 2 green daily candles up, back to where that area was, a small red candle down day, just staying within that area. It's still staying within the area, but it's getting back yesterday's losses, so very much a nice looking setup that if you see a break above this resistance, now you're starting to talk about flirting at least within this area here, but more realistically the previous highs, as this is an area that was hit on 2 different occasions. And if you look at this into perspective, last year on around December the 11th or so, this was at like, well, down here, and this top was like January 7th. That's less than 1 month. So these things, when they're ready to go wild, can just go wild. And when it broke this level of resistance back in here, we can see that the break was on January the 3rd, but this was a big level of resistance that it broke. And how did it do? Well, was the answer. So that is NXS. I like its nice little setup that it's showing. And let's finish this off within CMT. And we'll look at it first with the dollar available on Binance. This code is. Now this is a situation where this had a nice little setup in here, broke out above a key level of resistance, and it's now showing the possibility of the failed breakout, fast move higher. But the key word is possibility, because in bull markets you go up, you go down, but you do so with higher highs and higher lows and an 18 average in a bullish situation. Right now that's still the case. The last lows is above the previous one. The 18 is still rallying. So when you see the situation that looks like the failed breakout, it can do its normal small move higher and come back. But if it ends up breaking this level of 18 to the upside, and the high will be just, okay, one leg higher, back to the correctionary stage, successful correctionary move as it went higher, if of course that's the situation. Now for me, I'm looking to sell if it has a decent break above here, and buy if it has a decent fall below this area, because very risky when you buy markets already up a little bit, because if this area falls, you're going to be talking about gap fill. If we take a look at this against the BNB crossing, and BNB is doing pretty good right now. This is an example of how you get above this level of resistance, same sort of thing. But if this area does hold and it's able to get above this area, then it could have a good gain. But if it doesn't, I wouldn't be surprised if it does something like coming into here, which would basically be an area where if I were to see something like this, okay, maybe this is time to get my second buy position in for this code. That's of course how I am perceiving the market for my trading strategy. Of course, like everything you do is always within your own risk, own reward. And yes, glad to help out in any way that I have, and hope to maybe found hope this information has been informative. Thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.